Right.
Hey everybody, welcome to Raptors In The Kitchen. It's Tuesday, the 29th of July, 2014. I'm your host Alan Kerr, joined by Paul Faulkner.
Hello.
How's it going? You've got a new job. Tell us about it.
I mean, so far it's only been really dull training stuff. I was in Edinburgh. It was in a big hotel. Did the old sat-nav go to Edinburgh? And I realised I was heading. Do you know what?
Was it a walking sat-nav? Because I've done that before and I felt like an idiot.
No. Was it like you're using
Yeah,
maps on your phone?
Yeah, like I'm walking through the street, like holding
Oh,
maps
well.
on my phone.
We'll get to old Google Maps in a wee second. No, like proper car sat-nav. We were able to get the car, no problem. That's fine. It was fortunate. They offered, like they called up and said, "Oh, how will you get there?" I was like, "Train probably." So they bought me a train ticket to cover fares and whatever, and then I got hold of the car, my old mum's car. So I couldn't really ask for petrol money because they'd already bought me a train ticket, so that would be a bit cheeky and they might get angry or whatever. So that was a bit cool. But mum doesn't need to know about that yet, so
Shh, don't watch this.
And like I put into like the postcode and whatever else, and it took me to kind of this industrial complex with all these big, massive buildings like BT and Scottish Water and all these kind of awful big things. And I was driving down one end of it because like one long street, and I kind of came onto the left and right, so I went down the left side, nothing there, not this hotel at all. Turned back and all the way back, and finally like I hit an Ibis hotel. Ibis, sorry, Ibis Hotel. I pronounced the European way. And like had to go in and just was like, look, I have no idea where this hotel is. Please help me. And I left like super.
Oh, you usually went to the budget hotel and went,
yep.
Hello, I'm looking for a better hotel.
Yeah. Well, like I'd left super early, and it was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be fine. Like I'll have loads of time. I want to kind of beat the rush traffic in case I got caught up in it or whatever else. And it was like kind of the half hour before I was supposed to start, and like at that point, like it was, oh, like I'm okay, I'm doing fine. And then kind of going to the Ibis is about like 10 past for half past, and I'm like, well, it's starting to get a little bit like I need to find out where this place is. And they were really good and like printed off like a map for me from Google, and that was really good. And they were kind of like, oh, you have to go back on the highway because we were talking it's like just on a motorway, and they're like, well, you have to kind of go back out of this industrial complex and kind of down a wee bit, and then it's the same road, but it's completely broken up by like the motorway.
So they didn't hand you a map that says "fuck your hotel," our hotel's
No,
better.
like they were nice. I don't know if they were just like they saw like the desperation, that's the terror in me.
Yeah.
Or they had no customers, so they were just like, yeah, let's help this guy.
Breakfast going well this morning. So I'm driving along with this map kind of in my hands over the steering wheel,
Dangerous.
and as I'm like turning to kind of go left or right, I'm turning the map as well, so that I'm always kind of going forwards. And eventually, like, I thought I'd made this massive mistake and I totally fucked it up, and it's now kind of 20 past, 25 past, and I'm just really panicking, so I pulled out the iPhone and was like, okay, you need to, please iPhone, don't fuck me up here. And it guided me to the right place.
Why would you ever question the iPhone?
I didn't. I kind of prayed to the iGod.
Siri.
yes, sir, please help me. And I got to the hotel and it was fine. And in actual fact, like that was the morning that somebody had got electrocuted in Glasgow at one of the train stations. They like tried to climb a fence or something and ended up on the tracks. And so a whole bunch of people's trains had got totally fucked up. So like
Every cloud.
yeah, exactly. Like not funny at all, but
Slightly crispy cream.
and yeah, what led on was a horrible, really boring day.
Great, I'm glad it was worth it.
Was there any redeeming? Did you get donuts?
I got it was next to the Krispy Kreme store. I said Krispy Kreme. I think call them creme.
I think it is Krispy Kreme.
I say Krispy Kreme.
As in, like,
Krispy Kreme,
well,
no, it's
you're
not.
saying it wrong.
Yeah.
It's spelled with a K though.
Yeah, exactly.
So it can be whatever it wants to be.
No, it's Krispy Kreme though. That's
Kreme.
is that how the English language works?
Well,
So it's the English word, so it's like
whatever you want. That's how you say it.
there's no. It's not like a proper phonetic language like it should be. Like things are not how they're written down, and that is a source of annoyance for a lot of people.
Wouldn't it have to have like some sort of accent above the E to be a creme?
I think it's not just because it spells not Kreme.
Yeah, I think of any
So,
other example.
I don't know, like
Creme Fresh, that has like an accent above it.
That's
that's-
I mean, it's an American company. It's not.
If it's American,
Cream
then
French,
like
though.
Yeah.
it's probably cream.
Lindsay, can you clear this up for us?
Hi, Lindsay, please.
If you send me a WhatsApp thing, I know you're watching, Lindsay. Send me a WhatsApp telling me how you pronounce a Krispy Kreme
Why don't
or
we just
Krispy Kreme.
like Wikipedia because they have like the pronunciation.
This is audience interaction right here.
Right.
This is the
Lindsay,
future.
we're counting on you. We're counting on you.
So Paco Rodriguez is also here,
Howdy.
Rodriguez.
wearing a Metal Gear Solid t-shirt. They wanted to be pointed out because it's been hidden by his very professional nightstand.
Yeah, thanks, Callum.
What
It is the T-shirt, honest.
what have you been doing this week?
Other than playing Destiny,
Oh, I played a lot of Destiny.
I have not done a whole lot.
Barbecue.
Oh yeah, me,
nice.
Tommy, our mate Danny, and our mate Craig, who also listens to the
Both
podcast.
former
We've been
Raptors,
on the podcast actually. We went for a barbecue in Bella Houston Park.
At the
Bella.
Ball.
Good, yeah.
You pronounce it Bella Houston?
Bella Houston, it's
Bella
what it is.
Houston.
It's Bella Houston.
See, I say Bella Houston.
Well,
Because you're right.
Graham.
So good barbecue. That was
It was
that
excellent.
was an unbelievable day.
It was fantastic. Like kind of annoying that it was sunny the entire day until we bought the barbecue stuff.
Well, it was kind
a
of like,
massive cloud appeared for like an hour.
yeah, but again, it was very much. You said it. I think it was like, this is what happens when this country is not prepared for hot weather. Because we went to
Right, well,
Asda
yeah.
to buy burgers. No burgers.
There was not only no burgers, there was no salad.
Oh, you know we're getting desperate if the Scots were buying salad.
Exactly. Like people are like, fuck man, we're going to barbecues. We need that pre-cut lettuce.
But it's coming as well. Like it's like desolate. The salad section doesn't get touched.
It's not like I'll buy a bag of salad every now and again.
I was doing my shop that day, sorry.
Was it you?
All the
Yeah,
salads.
yeah,
It's just
yeah, just-
all up in your house.
Just sat up in your forest castle.
my lettuce forest.
Yeah, he's like in the bath, just rubbing himself
Yeah,
with lettuce.
it's like, man, ha 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 ha, Glasgow. No barbecue salad for you.
Make it rain salad.
Yeah.
Come and beg me for it.
I wasn't too fussed. We had some of that salad tonight.
So other than that, like I know this isn't like noteworthy because most people like would do housework on a regular basis.
You also went to Trader Joe's, that's more interesting.
Oh yeah, that's quite
What
good.
is Trader Joe's?
It's a pub just across from the Theatre Royal,
Okay.
just off Buchanan Street.
Is it good?
On a Saturday at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock-ish, it is excellent because every Saturday during the day they have a live big band.
Oh, nice. It's
so,
a
like-
swing band.
Yeah,
Brass
yeah,
band.
and like if you're good enough, like or confident enough, I suppose. Like I've never seen them turn anyone down, but like people from the crowd just go up and start singing songs with them and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And like they do like as well as doing the songs you'd expect from a big band, they also do covers. So they done Van Halen Jump,
Oh, amazing.
which was fucking spectacular. It was so good.
Did they do the jumps?
No, they didn't.
I had to jump with it, tuba.
Hey?
Though, like I did get like on my phone, I've got that thing that lets me like record 10 minutes live on Facebook.
Mhm.
So like I did that for one of the songs, but like I don't know if it stores it. Like
No, I had trouble finding
Well, I
it.
kind of wondered that as well, because I remember that time we were
recorded
doing
this.
we were doing that pub crawl and we were dancing
Oh
with
yeah,
that person in was it Dancing in the Dark?
Dancing in the Dark. Yeah.
Oh, I did wonder where that footage went.
Like I
It's
don't
there
know.
somewhere.
I don't know what happens with that.
The internet has it.
Yeah, like at one point the guy on the saxophone had like a solo,
Oh,
and
brilliant.
he like stood up for it, like really theatrically, which is kind of cool. And then it was like me and Craig, we went with Craig Bunleaf. Okay, we were the youngest people there by like
Wow.
several decades. So it was like all really old people and
That
like
must be quite nice though,
shirts and
'cause like
ties.
that's, yeah, like classy dressed, well behaved people.
Yeah, yeah.
That must be good.
And then like you get like all the really old couples that go up and start like kind of dancing. I almost said ballroom dancing,
Well, swing
but it's
dancing.
nowhere near as it's essentially that kind of white person thing where they just hold each other and go in circles. But yeah, it was a really good day. Like we do it every single Saturday. It's absolutely excellent.
We should go.
It's brilliant.
That's well built.
I'm trying to think of what else Paco's done this week.
So you played a lot of Destiny.
I don't know.
I'll tell you about like the. I had what I think is what Bungie would say is like the ideal kind of Destiny kind of experience, where like I went into one of these
What's
events.
Destiny? Sorry.
Destiny is a new video game from
From the
Bungie.
makers of Halo.
Bungie, the people that make Halo.
Bungie.
It's like a.
Bungie?
It's like
Hungry Halo.
it's a first person.
Exploration shooter game.
Yeah, with like a persistent online universe where people can join your game and stuff. You can join it with other people. But you got to play single player. That's totally fine as well. It's a whole big thing.
So like
So-
World of Warcraft.
Well, not unlike Warcraft.
Sorry, first person.
First
Like,
picture, yeah.
like a Halo skinned World of Warcraft.
Yeah, with kind of Borderlands-ish elements in there. So anyway, there's this part where I had to go I had to go into this mission, and it was a particularly tough one. And I started out with two other guys who happened to be starting at the same time as me. They were on my team, And we go through the first kind of wave and take everyone down. It's relatively easy. We get to the second point, and there's a big tank.
The spider.
Yeah, the big spider tank, and it's really hard to take down. It's got lots of health, so we're shooting it, and these two other guys get killed, and you have to be like 30 seconds to respawn. And they thought, well, fuck this, I can't afford waiting. So they just bailed out and just left me alone. So I was there for a good 15 minutes. I tried to take this tank down, and I eventually got it like right down to its last kind of couple inches of bars of health, and then I like ran out of bullets, and there was no way to pick up anything. The tank was closing in on me, getting closer and closer. I thought, well, that's me fucked. This whole 20-minute time just been a waste of time. There's nothing to do now. And I saw off in the distance 2 little usernames popped up, like off the edge of the map. And I was like, oh, is that some more people? And so they were getting like closer and closer to me. But like I think I had to interact with them before they become part of the party. So I was like, I can't die until they get close enough. And the tank's getting closer and closer to me, about to kill me. So I decided to like leg it across the map and running. The tank's like shooting at me, just narrowly missing me. And I see the guys like just getting a wee bit closer. Like I can see like their faces. And there's like a taunt button where you can kind of wave to other players. So like I stopped as the tank's right behind me, and I gave them a salute as if to say, "You got here just in time, fellas!" And then boom, like the tank just blows me out of the sky, and I'm flying across the map. And then they run over me, and they revive me, and it's just like, "Thank God you're here! Now we're gonna take this guy down!" And we totally took out the tank, and I sent them a message saying, "You guys totally saved my ass there. I'm buying this game 100%."
Did they reply?
Yeah, there's like no problem.
Right.
Let's go and do some more stuff.
That's it because of Destiny, because they were doing like an event where if you were on at a specific time, you got like a wee emblem for when the game releases. I also left the pub and everyone else in it to go play it.
Yes, you did.
God.
Yeah.
That is something else.
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to the housework story though, because I think that it deserves some recognition, because it wasn't just like...
Is it just that you did housework?
Yeah, but like I did a lot of it though.
Yeah, let's find out.
I'm going to list what I did here, right?
Yeah.
Go.
So, right,
Let's count this off.
well, I'm going to put in there that I put on a washing and had a bath. Those are the two things
Okay.
that, like anything that's not my usual, I'll just put in the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Right? So I did that.
2.
Then I was like, right, this is going to be the day when I get all this stuff done. So I was like, right, Tommy, I'll have your dinner waiting for you when you come back in at 6
3,
o'clock.
dinner.
Right? So I
Chocolate bear, huh?
went to Asda, got all this stuff for
Got
dinner and stuff,
messages
got like
4,
cleaning products and stuff like that, came back to the flat, did the dishes,
5
made
dishes.
dinner,
Made the dinner.
hoovered the
6,
living room, hoovered
hoovered,
my bedroom, I dusted
Dusted.
the living room,
8,
I wiped all the tabletops
9
everywhere,
wipage.
cleaned the toilet,
Oh.
5
Is there
toilet.
actually, like,
That's like 2
in-
jobs in one.
in there with like a fucking, whatever that thing is,
Toilet brush.
Toilet brush, that's the one.
It really is what it looks like.
Yeah, so there's like
Same PC.
scrubbing away with that, like,
That's
like
right.
wiping all the toilet and stuff like that, wiping all the things, did all that stuff, man, in one fucking day,
10 times.
and now I'm here. Can you believe it?
Survived.
And I was working today.
I would say that's the
That's-
impressive part.
Productive day.
There you go, man. So there. And now I'll not do any housework for about a year.
So Warren, I was back. You were in Wales getting mega suntanned.
Megatan.
I don't know if that shows on camera, but she's like Beyonce over here.
What?
So how's
Wales?
your past couple of weeks been?
They've been exciting. I was down in Wales for a tattoo convention.
Was it tattoo and toy convention?
Tattoo and toy convention.
What kind of toy convention?
They had just anything that your heart desires in the Toyland. So they
Like
had
Ecto 1
Ecto 1.
Hmm.
They had figurines.
Is that what your heart desires?
right now.
They had figurines and like model ships and various other stuff. And they had lots of different artists from around the UK and abroad. And I was down there with my friends Gemma and Siobhan. And Siobhan got a full thigh piece of Boba Fett. Baby Boba Fett of him rising from the Sarlacc pit with the fair maiden he had rescued.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty badass. So that was 7.5 hours.
Wasn't this woman as well kind of like well renowned
Yeah,
tattooist?
Reza Boo is fully licensed from LucasArts tattoo artist.
What, really?
Wow.
She's fully. There's her
So
and
Disney owns her?
well, she owns them. She
Just
and
anything she draws.
she and her partner
And the
at the
people she
tattoo
draws
shop,
on.
Matt, have an actual license from LucasArts to do Star Wars tattoos.
Is that quite rare to get?
It's very hard to get.
It'd be
It's just like
extremely
something-
rare now.
Yeah, but I bet. Yeah.
Like, how would you even go about being like, you didn't have a license to draw that Boba Fett bounty hunter skull, get it removed? Like, that's not gonna
I
happen.
think it's more to sell yourself.
Yeah,
I
publicise
guess.
the fact that she's doing this
So
stuff.
she got, and she's a very, from going through all that effort to get the license, she's a major Star Wars
Yeah,
geek,
yeah.
and she does so fantastic Star Wars tattoos, and their colleague Matt as well.
Does she like the prequels?
Of course not. Fuck off, man. Honestly, no. And, the original Boba Fett was there, and the original puppeteer who was in charge of Jabba was there. Quite a lot of the voice actors from the video games were there, and it was just really cool. There was lots of fun stuff going about, and then the next day I went to the beach and got like mega sunburn after one day because I am a transparent Ouija. I came back, and today I was in Deep Sea World with Stephen and his beloved Diane.
Which one? Like, not
The
which
Queen's
Diane.
Ferry, the Queen's Ferry one.
Yeah.
And do not go there because it is not as good as childhood nostalgia makes it.
Right.
It's
I've
super
never
boring.
ever been to
It's
like a
super
SeaWorld.
boring. You can go around it in like 40 minutes.
Oh.
It's pretty shit.
Well, I think I would be impressed by it though, because I'm easily impressed with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, they have piranhas and they have like a snapping turtle called Godzilla, and they've got all these little Brazilian amphibian tree frogs and stuff, which are like teeny tiny, and they've got 2 seals. And they do not keep to their feeding schedule because they said 1:30 they were going to feed the fucking seals. They did not feed the fucking seals at 1:30.
Would that be like throwing the fish to them and stuff?
Yeah,
That
but
would
they
be
didn't
cool.
do that, and it was sad. And we saw a seal rolling his own pieces.
See, like, the closest thing I've been to like a SeaWorld was there's like a kind of, what would you call those places when it's not branded? Like an aquarium?
Unlicensed.
An aquarium
Is
is
it an aquarium?
Aquarium.
Like
Yeah.
there's
Theme
one
park.
there's one up the north of Scotland in a town called Macduff.
Yeah,
It's,
Macduff?
Yeah, it's all the kind of marine life you get on the coast of
Oh.
Britain,
Okay.
which sounds really dull, but it's actually pretty cool when you go
Cool.
to it. Like they let you like, pet like a
There was
baby stuff.
there was no like petting rock pool or anything like that, and the last time I was there I was about between 6 and 8 years old, and they've got a little travelator glass tunnel that you go through, and you see all the sharks, and as a child I was like, this is the best thing in the world. But as an adult, it's pretty cool. Like, you're just kind of standing on this travelator, and there's sharks above you, and there's some stingrays, and stingrays are pretty badass. Just watch out; they don't pierce your heart. God love you, Steve. But it's really run down, and
Okay.
it's not big enough that I thought they maybe would have added things to it. But
I've never been to the one in Balloch.
no, there's a running battle.
Yeah, right next to Loch Lomond, there's like a really weird kind of circular
Is that where
building
the
next to it.
otters live?
Yes.
Right, we'll need to go there next time. So we left Deep Sea World very disappointed, and we went into Edinburgh, and we just kind of stoated about. Met Mr. Kuznitsky. He was finishing work, so we stoated into the National Gallery and was like, "Yo, Casper, we're going to talk about art and shit." So he spoke about art and shit, and then we went for a wander. Got a huge roast pulled pork sandwich, yummy, and came home. So it was a good day out.
That's a good day.
Good day out, man.
I thought I had a pretty full day, then you guys completely trumped me with all your actual stuff.
Yeah.
Tommy, what'd you do?
And a fucking.
Thank God. We've always got over on
I
Tommy.
worked. That was it.
You went to that barbecue.
I went in the
Not
barbecue,
today.
which I mentioned.
Not today.
That was it. I didn't do fucking shit. It's been too warm. That's it. My week's been shit. So there you go.
Jeez,
There you go, Al.
Alright.
There you go, Al. You're
Should have ended with him.
Yeah,
Bummer.
haven't seen any movies either, so it's been a
Ah,
bad week
just,
for me.
just the door's right there, Tommy.
I know. I don't really know why I'm here.
Window,
Right?
it's
I should
here.
just like go in a cave and sit there and just not just forget about it.
Alright, well, on today's show we'll have reviews of The Purge Anarchy, which me and Paul saw. Laura's thoughts on Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, or Dot Pota, if you want to abbreviate it.
Dot
I don't want to do
Oh.
that.
Certainly saves time.
The sequel to Rock Pota.
Dawn and Rise.
Alright.
Monkeys too.
Oh,
Monkeys with
yeah,
machine
yeah.
guns too. Done. Or sorry, apes with machine guns.
Yeah, they take offence to be called monkeys, I'm sure.
Fucking monkeys.
That's all.
That's all we got.
Um,
We'll have some Comic Con
but
chat.
first, yeah, there's hella Comic Con chat. Let's get the rubbish part out of the way first. There's
Aye.
a trailer for 50 Shades of Grey came out. It's got a cool version of Beyonce's Crazy in Love in it, but
That's the only
other
good
than
thing.
that, it looks really boring.
Yeah.
It looks like it's, oh god, we're so taboo, and oh, should we be talking about sex and bondage? Oh, dangerous.
See,
It looks boring.
see Comic Con though. Is it come to that? We'll just show trailers for it.
No, this
No,
was
this
this
was
was not part of
this
Comic Con. This was just.
But like Comic Con does do that.
Yeah.
They just show trailers for absolutely everything.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
even
not like
even
got a
anymore,
niche
it's
market
just-
for this
yeah.
anymore. It's
Yeah,
more
there's like
I
a
know,
Sons of
I know.
Anarchy panel, like.
But yeah, that's
Fuck, that goes to the Comic Con.
like folk get geeky about that.
It's like
No, but it's
Well, there's a
Things
fucking
people are
Twilight
passionate
panel,
about.
so
Yeah, stuff like that, like.
It's just a pop culture.
Yeah, it's a pop
it's
culture
pop
show.
culture con now.
Which
It's
is
not
really,
pop.
whatever. Fine.
It's called popcorn.
Popcorn. Yeah.
It's really.
Can I have one large popcorn, please? No, this is the popcorn. Go! Happen all the time. That's why you can't call it that.
See, to be fair though, man, popcorn at a cinema is popcorn anyway.
Oh.
Those
things are satirical. So yeah, go and watch that if you want. But if you don't want, then that's probably the better move.
Don't want. Do not want.
Spider-Man 3, the Amazing Spider-Man 3 has been pushed back to 2018.
Oh god damn
and
it.
no one wept.
No one cares.
However, curiously, the spin-off movies they're going to do, the Spinster Six, the Spinster Six, yep, just
The cat ladies?
6 women who have lost their husbands, just trying to get day to day.
Is that the movie of the Golden Girls?
There's only 4 Golden Girls. Come on,
I'm sure they could add 2 new, fresh blood.
I'm not sure. I think Betty White's the only one that's still alive as well.
Betty White is a gangster though.
Mr. Six, so yeah.
She is a total badass.
So that's been pushed back, probably because of Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
But it's Drew Goddard that's doing that, isn't it?
Who knows at this point? It's all up in the air because it's been pushed back.
I think he did Cloverfield and Cabin in the Woods.
That's really good.
You've never seen Cloverfield? Do you generally like monster movies?
It's so much better than Godzilla.
Good.
Cloverfield, yeah, it is. It's exactly that. Like, it's strange that sentence is now relevant again because when I watched Cloverfield, I said the same thing, but it was about the other Godzilla.
I was like, this is what Godzilla should be.
It's
like,
exactly what the Godzilla movies should be.
like even though at the start of the movie it's kind of like about kind of annoying like rich young white people in a New York party. Like every time, like 25 minutes in, I forget this is a monster movie because I'm like, oh man, I hope this guy doesn't break up with his girlfriend. Oh my god, the statue on his head! Like every time, I think it's like just really well done. Yeah.
So like, it's not like amazingly clever.
Oh, just a little tidbit. Do you know that, like in the original trailer, the Statue of Liberty's head flies off and goes down the street.
Yeah.
And everyone complained that it was too small. So like in the movie, they made it a lot bigger. But like the trailer version was like the actual size it would have been, but people said it looked too small. So they're like, all right, we'll make it not real then, so that you stop complaining about it.
To make it grand.
Yeah, to make it look more impressive.
More like freedom.
Yeah, than it actually is in real life.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you watch Cloverfield?
The movie's not like amazingly intelligent. It's just like a kind of simple
It's a
story.
monster movie. I
Very well
don't
done.
mind.
It's the narrative of it's really good though because it's a found footage film.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of presented in a way where the tape contains this guy. Is it Stephen Hawking? His name is I think.
Stephen Hawking?
Or like some of that. Richard Hawking.
It's not.
It's some of that. It's something like that.
Rob,
It's
I think
really
I'm
similar
sorry,
to
but I would watch that.
it's something really similar to that. It's like really close to that. It's been fucking years since I've seen it. Give me a break.
Okay.
Escape from New York starring Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, but yeah, like, it's got like this guy's worst day and best day on the same videotape, and
Alright.
the whole thing's like supposed to be like after the event had happened. Some like
Somebody's
it's-
found
yeah,
it.
someone's found it and just playing it kind of thing. So it's like it's
Well,
pretty
I
good.
get motion sickness.
Maybe.
Do you usually watch like this, like from?
Not
Films?
really from films, more for trains.
Oh, don't watch it on a train. Should be fine.
Okay. Cool.
So I Spider 3's been pushed back. Hopefully that means that the Fire are involved with the second one, and I don't know.
They won't.
No, they won't. Well, everyone apart from Andrew Garfield.
What's
I
his
think
name?
Rob
What was
Hawkins.
she on?
Probably
Probably
the
the next one.
No.
Yeah, I thought it was Rob.
Yeah, like why? Talking about Spider-Man 2. Why is there a clock tower in an industrial complex? What the fuck's that all about? Because
Right.
they had to keep the clock tower. Is that like a big
What are
deal?
you talking about?
You haven't seen Amazing Spider-Man 2.
What happens to the clock tower?
They go to a clock tower, but does that not happen? Do they not drive away from there? I can't remember. Whatever. Who cares? I never thought about that. I guess I was just
Well,
too busy.
Trongate's got a clock tower, and it's not really.
No, but it's not in a big, huge fucking
Yeah,
industrial.
they're in like an electrical like pylon factory.
Yeah, it's
Like
like,
a power plant.
there's no
Yeah,
reason.
power
for
plant.
it
That's
to
what it is.
be-
Yeah, yeah,
There's no
Pylon
reason for it.
yeah. So there's that. Mad Max Fury Road got its first trailer at Comic Con. So we begin the Comic Con section of the day show. Not really. Not much to go on. Because I think it's like 2.5 minutes long. It's just kind of shots of them driving about and like.
It's just this
And it's
one
just
chase.
mad,
So, hey kids, you like dystopias? You like violence?
You like Tom Hardy.
You
You like
like
Robo
Mad
Arms?
Max? It is Raging Road.
Something else. Cool.
Is
Actually, maybe
that Lindsay?
Lindsay.
But I don't know.
No, it's not Lindsay. Just saying.
I think she.
Oh no, it is.
Oh.
Please. So I've never seen any Mad Max stuff. Like, does it look like Mad Max?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
and the third one.
Lindsay's saying that she brings the Krispy Kreme.
Cool.
That they're also
Right on,
overrated
sister.
donuts.
They don't want what?
They're overrated donuts.
What's the best
Which I would,
donut, Lindsay?
I would agree that they're overrated because Greg's is really up their game. And, like,
But they don't do as
yeah,
good
there's
glazed
no
donuts.
point in going all the way
No,
to
there's certainly not.
Krispy Kreme for donuts when Greg's does
No, but I think
serviceable.
yeah, but there's a Greg's in every corner.
That's
all.
my point.
Let's have
They're
this.
delicious and accessible.
But this is exclusive. It's like it's only the only one in Scotland. You need to come
How
to.
you rate donuts? It has to, if they can make a good glazed ring donut,
Yeah.
that's
It's
your
like
tester.
it's like if it's a really good cheese pizza, then it's probably going to be a good pizza. I mean, bad pizza's good anyway. But bad donuts are probably alright anyway.
You're
Well,
right.
no, I've really had some bad
For
donuts.
breakfast yesterday, I had 5 custard donuts.
Was this the fudge custard donuts from
I
Greg's?
was looking just a packet to co-op.
You get bad pizzas. What are you talking about?
You get bad pizza.
Even
those
bad pizza's
Cheetos
still
ones,
alright.
like the frozen ones you get at a convenience
Yeah,
store.
you get like really frozen shitty ones where there's barely anything on it.
Anyway, Mad Max, look alright.
I'm not. I honestly, after watching the trailer, do not give a fuck about it.
There's like zero story in it in the trailer, like as
Charlize
well.
Theron has a
No,
big
like
arm.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah,
like it's got money spent.
Yeah,
There's that aerial shot where they're firing dye in the
Yeah,
air,
yeah,
like a.
like dye
like-
flares.
Well, they've got
It all looks like it's had
yeah,
money
but, like
spent.
they've got Tom Hardy, they've got Charlize Theron. I'm sure there's another couple of names in there as well, but that's the difference. Whereas like Mad Max 1, 2, and 3, like the second one is just, I mean, it had Mel Gibson in it, who was like a nobody at that point. So it was very much like early 80s. It looked really cool because it looked really kind of, you hadn't really seen a film like
It
that
was
before,
really
where it was
dark
all like this one. It had that kind of dystopia thing where it was all these like cars that are made up of other cars and it's all like shitty and stuff.
Tommy, you once said that Mad Max 2 is the only great sequel to a terrible first film.
Well, the actual question that I think, I don't know, did I pose?
Well, you said that, and then that
No,
made me think, like,
I
is there any
I
others?
think I brought that topic up
Yeah.
from what I remember, but as a good point, the first film isn't terrible. Mad Max 1 is watchable.
I think Mad Max 1 is shit. It's more like, the question was like, name a film where the first film was really shit, and
And the
then it
sequel's
got a
good.
sequel
Yeah.
and it was better. And that's it. Whereas Beyond Thunderdome starts off good, then it becomes Hook, and it's just like,
Yeah.
the fuck?
Tron Legacy.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I mean,
will give you
generally
that. I
the
think Tron
Madagascar
one's good.
films have got better the longer they've gone on, but that's not first and second, that's like what, the fourth one was the last one, and that was like,
Yeah.
But again,
this is a great
I don't think Tron's bad. I don't think it's like terrible.
It's like it's
I-
dangerous.
I-
It's
I-
dangerous.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not a bad film. You're like, this is shit.
I would say it's unwatchable.
It's dull.
Oh,
No,
come
like, we
on.
watched it recently, and like it's still watchable.
Yeah.
Especially like, scenes like the light bike scene and stuff.
Like
It's still like cycle. Like those scenes are still good, and a lot of stuff like even just the representation of this AI world, of a computer generated world where like literally the circuits are highways and stuff is all pretty cool.
I mean, I can appreciate what it did, but like, it's not. I don't think it passes as like a full film nowadays.
I also kind of like that the movie is named like after not the main character kind of thing. It's like
Tron, yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tron sounds cool.
yeah.
He fights for the
like
music.
Tron is the hero, but he's not the person you're.
Rooting for.
Yeah.
I thought before I saw it, I always thought Tron was the name of the world. Like I thought the grid was
Yeah.
called Tron. That was way off.
Yeah.
And Tron Legacy, like Tron's not even really in the movie.
No,
He's
but I
not
mean,
Tron
again, I
anymore.
think it was more like Jeff Bridges was a star when Tron came out, but like Bruce Boxleiter, who
Great name.
Tron.
Great name.
I think he was
He
He was one of-
Babylon 5.
he was one of, I think, the main focuses in the first movie, I remember correctly, because he's the one that helped. He asked Flynn to help him,
Yeah.
but it's more like he's going in to try and sort it out. Whereas obviously time has gone by, and Bruce Boxleiter, who's in Tron Legacy, is like it's merely a cameo, whereas it is all about Jeff Bridges and his son.
Well, he's been corrupted in Tron Legacy. He's a Rizzler and
And what's her
I've seen that
name?
movie far too many fucking times.
Olivia Wilde.
Wild.
Yeah. Her name is
Cora.
Yeah. With a Q.
Pakora.
No. If you were a power couple, a Hollywood power couple, that's who you guys would be. Dakota. Guardians of the Galaxy's got
Just throw that one out there, Olivia.
Guardians of the Galaxy's got a sequel already. It doesn't come out till this Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
The sequel does.
Yeah.
They are really turning it out fast. So yeah, they must be very pleased. But the same thing happened with Captain America. They greenlit a sequel, got the directors back on board before the movie was even out.
All the reviews are like super positive.
Yeah.
I mean,
I still don't care.
there's no doubt it's going to make money, but they're talking like Winter Soldier kind of money. And there's even folks saying it's the best Marvel movie,
I can't wait.
that's including the Avengers, which is a big fucking thing to say.
Yeah, the Avengers.
That's the hype train going, man. If you believe that crap, you're going to be very
You
disappointed.
said that about Captain the Winter Soldier.
That
was awesome.
But again, I was like, no, nothing will be hard.
The first time you see-
and then you see Winter Soldier's like, no, it is though. It's done it.
Yeah. The first time you see Captain America run full steam at someone and they just bat them out the way with his shield,
Yeah.
and Winter Soldier, you're like, yeah, okay.
And he does like ping pong with his shield.
Yeah, that was awesome. That bit where he jumps off his motorbike and takes down the plane thing.
Just by going shield.
Yeah.
Just the whole movie.
I see that bit when the movie was on. That was
See that bit?
excellent.
It's just a thrill fucking a minute.
Is it on American Netflix?
I don't think
No,
it's
no,
on
no,
yet.
yeah.
It's on the Sky one.
I've gone
Sky
to
now.
but that'll be like you have to pay for it though. Yeah, like box office type stuff. The Avengers were at Comic Con. Again, every time they came out at Comic Con, and the table was just like 15 of like the best actors that are working today. It's so like
Crazy.
I have to stop and say like every so often, let's appreciate this while we have it.
Is it 15 of the best actors though?
Well-
Samuel L. Jackson.
He's important.
He is a
Important.
big fucking name.
Paco doesn't rate Samuel Jackson.
Regardless, he's a big name.
He is basically just the same as Liam Neeson, where the two of them don't know how to say
Liam
no.
Neeson's also a big name though.
He's in so much stuff that I find it hard to get excited
Samuel L. Jackson has always said that he will never turn down a role. That's the way he's always been.
And also he's really good as Nick Fury, so
He's
that's all
also,
that
you
matters.
can't take away his standing.
He's Samuel motherfucking Jackson.
That's right. So yeah, they were all there, and then like at the end of it, after like the whole panel was over, they always have like a little surprise at the end. So Josh Brolin came out wearing like the Infinity Gauntlet, like the Thanos thing, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm Thanos," and I was like, "Oh my god!" So like that's I don't know if it was unconfirmed or whatever, but he came out on stage as Thanos, which was pretty cool.
Alright, it wasn't just folk chatting for Josh Brolin. It's like, what the fuck's that? Hey, you're going to be Sensei too.
What else is at Comic Con?
What does the Infinity Gauntlet do?
It codes all the Infinity Gems,
Yeah, what
and
does it
the
do?
person who has all
Each one of
them
those has
and can like
powers.
control, like
Control
basically
everything.
control all time and space.
Right, so it's
It's
like
like-
the TARDIS.
it's
pretty
like-
in a hand.
The Nintendo Power Glove, but 10 times
Yeah.
more powerful, so it
Yeah.
can actually control shit
Did
rather
it-
than not work.
Did it look cool? Because I've never seen this.
Well, it's just like a big golden hand with jewels in it.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's
No, just it's very similar
It
to
is very, very tempting.
Alright, okay. No, it's
It's
just I was
in
gonna
the first Thor.
I was going to
Maybe
say,
gold swag.
well, I was going to say, is it less flamboyant than what happens to Skeletor when he gains all the
You
powers of
like-
the universe?
Wait, you always come back to this. Like you always
It
come
really-
back
it
to
really-
the
I-
Masters of the Universe for you.
Well, yeah, it's like he gets all the powers of the universe and he gets this very flamboyant gold suit, and I was like, you look badass before, and he's got this crappy, like, staff.
It's like gold pajamas.
It's like this crappy gold staff, and then during the fight it breaks, and then all the powers of the universe leave him, and he's back to looking cool, and he had a sword the whole time. It's like, God, it's like, so that's what happens. So it happens to be that it's a gold, what,
It's a big gold glove.
a gold glove with jewels.
With colourful jewels
So
in it.
it's confirmed
like
that's
each
what
one-
happens when
the-
you get the powers of the universe. It's
the
a gold
jewels-
pimping suit.
The jewels are like on the knuckles, and they spell out love.
Power.
It's actually that item from the Zelda games that you pick stuff up.
Yeah.
Is it with people?
They also showed a trailer for Avengers 2, but God, if you can find it online, then you're
The superstar.
yeah
Better than I am.
much better than I am, and probably going to get arrested. I read like a kind of synopsis of it, but I think it's better just to see it before. I mean, I'm going to talk about the trailer they showed for Batman vs Superman, but I don't really care about that. I think Avengers should be saved. That deserves a bit more respect. Godzilla 2 has been talked about. They talked about what full monsters they're going to have in it. They're going to have Mothra, which is the big moth monster.
Is he the fan favourite?
Rodan,
Oh, big Rodan.
which is a big kind of dinosaur thing with a long neck, like a Pedeti or something or other. I don't know how you say the name.
I thought you were a dinosaur man.
Not really.
No.
The one with the long neck?
I don't
It's not like a...
It's not a
Gladiator?
Are you thinking of a
Brontosaurus.
It's like a pedantiosaur or something like that.
A pedantic
Yeah,
saurus.
the pedantic
Oh,
dinosaur.
I thought Brontosaurus is for the ones with long necks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of as well. If you're thinking of like the underwater one, is it like a Neopleurodon? Is that what you're thinking of?
Neopleurodon!
Magically put it on.
You make it up. Is that a made up word?
That's the thing.
It just sounds like you've took a word that might be like a dinosaur and just flung it in there.
Pterosaur? I suppose the P is silent.
Yeah.
So a
Pterodactyl.
pterosaur.
It's a pterodactyl.
It's got a big long.
It's got a fatter body. In that picture.
Yeah, it can walk and it also has big wings and a long neck. So it's like
Oh,
the ultimate
okay.
dinosaur.
Did you see on the internet somewhere along the lines this week? It's
internet?
been confirmed that all dinosaurs had feathers.
Yeah.
That's now been confirmed.
They confirm a lot of things all the time, then just reconfirm them as later things.
They not confirmed that in like 1993 in that
No,
documentary.
like they said in Jurassic Park, that
Correct.
documentary. No, like they said in the past that some dinosaurs had feathers. Like they're saying now that they think that all of them had them.
Yeah, well, whatever.
So, Godzilla 2 has Mothra, Rodan, and Ghidorah, which is the three-headed
Hydra thing?
lizard thing. Yeah.
Like,
Can't wait for Godzilla 3 when the acrobatic turtle shows up.
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name?
Oh shit, hell.
Is it Gamora?
It might be.
Friend to all children.
It is.
Yeah. That's his thing.
What's how you threaten
Friend to all children.
a friend to all children?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen that clip that I'm talking about though? Godzilla?
He's
Yeah,
like a big
he just
slip.
slips in.
Yeah.
It's essentially like a guy in a big turtle suit doing gymnastics.
That's
Yeah.
really funny.
What are you going to say, Tom?
No, speaking of monsters and that, I learned that there's a film I want to see because I think it looks really terrible. I don't know if you'll be able to track it down. It was like made in the late 80s, and it's a sequel to, I think it's the Jeff Bridges 1970s King Kong movie just called Kong Lives. And it's kind of like they thought he was dead, but they were wrong kind of thing. And I was like, I know, I was like, oh, please tell me why he.
So Kong falls from the Empire State Building.
Just gonna get some
like Broadway.
disheveled.
And
He's like,
everyone's like, oh, he wasn't dead.
off.
Let's all turn away and walk away and not look back.
It's
Yeah,
like everybody look over there for a wee while, and then Kong gets up, just just gonna tiptoes
He
off.
gets a big foot, goes, pay no attention to the gorilla behind the curtain.
Yeah, he just walks off, and then he goes back in it. Comes up with a new plan, sitting in his big chair, and
puts on a big trench coat and a fedora. And
Yeah,
It's like the start of Sherlock
Yeah.
season 3.
goes up to a bunch of pedestrians, and we're like, "Hey, see that
He's
Kong
actually-
guy? Where's he? Right?
I don't know, but he was pretty cool.
He's bungeed inside the Empire State and threw a dummy with his face on it.
Well, I mean, given that that's what it seems to happen in Transformers 4, folk having, like Transformers being able to be inconspicuous and shit, I'd like to see how they did that in the late 80s with King Kong in front of a whole city.
Do you remember, have you seen the Peter Jackson King Kong?
Yes.
Do you remember well?
Kinda, yeah. I remember it being too long, but I didn't. Yeah, go.
Have you seen this?
Nope.
No. Jack Black has a line in it when King Kong falls off the falls.
Does he go, wow,
When King Kong is forcibly shot and removed from the Empire State Building,
That's still in the.
he falls and dies, and then Jack Black says, "Turns out it was beauty that killed the beast." Is that like a line?
That they kept that from the classics, but again, it's like turns out so everybody turned that way. So I want to see what happens. So hopefully, if anybody knows or has a link to it,
Well, Tommy, it's funny you should bring up King Kong. Because Legendary Pictures had a panel at Comic Con.
and they said,
And
What
it was
they-
just like, why is this
Yeah.
How weird.
The Dark Knight movies are over. What are you
Yeah,
going to talk about?
I guess it'll go off a space.
So they showed a trailer for a secret movie, and it started out on a like lost tropical island and stuff. So everyone thought, "Ooh, Jurassic World, right? That's going to be this."
Or Dark Knight film.
But then, that was tropical.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne's on
Oh,
holiday,
Batman,
everything
dinosaurs.
seems okay. And then dinosaurs.
Just Bruce and Selena just chilling out in Rome, just being like, "Woof."
Michael Caine.
Glad everyone's alright in Gotham now. Yeah. So this movie is going to be set on Skull Island, which is where King
Gina
Kong,
Davis did that adventure.
yeah, King Kong and all the other monsters come from.
Does Mothra and all that come from there as well?
Well, I don't know, maybe, but like Legendary also make Godzilla.
Well,
So-
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
impression
just speculation.
they're building towards some sort
Everyone's
of Avengers of the Monsters type thing. Yeah.
Well, it seems to me everybody's like throwing out there.
Yeah.
What was it? Bruce Campbell wanted to do a horror movie, Expendables
Yep.
type thing.
But like, so this is about a movie called Skull Island, It's going to feature King Kong on Skull Island before he gets taken to New York.
So
That's one of the next.
is it just him?
So the prequel.
He has his
yeah.
briefcase and he goes into his house and everything's cool, and then what? They just take him, and that's how he becomes corrupt.
Hey honey, I'm
It's not-
home.
I think I've got two fond memories, like not as in like TW, but like TOO fond memories of like a Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Is there like a bit where he rips off a T-Rex's jaw? He
Yeah.
grabs its jaw and the top of its mouth and just rips it like that. And then there's that, and I think you're going to say the bit where Lumpy's dying.
Lumpy's death is one of the top 10 deaths in all movie history.
What was the lumpy death?
Like, it's
Nothing really, he dies, but he goes down fighting.
They're
He really loves it.
Yeah, like it's the fact that like how many horror movies or just movies in general where people die, like you're like that
Just
person was
give
stupid,
in,
or like they just didn't seem to try and live. Like Lumpy is hacking away at these like insects and slugs, like gigantic insects and slugs that form a canyon.
Do you think
And then this big leech thing like fucking grabs his whole leg and he's like hacking at that and really his tension's on that. Like another big leech puts his fucking mouth around his entire head and just like worms its way down his body and he's like still like trying to stab that when it's on him. And
That's how Hicks goes. Sorry,
It goes-
not Hicks.
it goes down
That's how Hudson goes down.
Hudson just gets dragged under, he's firing a gun.
Do you think is it just coincidence that it was Andy Serkis that was going down? So what actually happened was he was morphing into the mocap. So he didn't actually die. He was just all those animals.
It's one of like, I don't know if you guys get this, but a lot of times when I'm watching movies, I'm like, if I was that person, I would not be dead there. I would have done things differently and escaped. Whereas with Lumpy's death, I'm like, if that was me, I would also be dead.
Wait.
So King Kong made you
wait,
finally
wait.
face your own mortality.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Like, what? Give
That's
us
a
the most
scary thing.
recent.
It's like-
What's the most recent example you thought
No,
of?
that's the scary thing. Giant monkeys. You just said.
Was it? Is it?
No, it's like it's
No,
when you
but
watch a horror movie and you're like, yeah, okay, that would have also got me.
Yeah.
Like that's when it's genuinely like a fuck. You know, when it's something just kind of crappy and you're like, yeah, they deserve to die because they're fucking idiots. Then it's not quite as effective.
Like if
No, but is it
phoned you
not
up
more
and
their
put you out,
actions that you are more like, right, they deserve to die because of their actions, not the threat?
Well, no, like it depends on how serious the threat is.
Right.
That's my point. It's like, you know, if it's something that just you've got no chance of escaping, then yeah, that's scary. Whereas if it's something that's like, you know,
Okay.
like if Danny Glover can kill a predator, then I'm not too worried.
Okay, right. I think we don't know if we talked about this on air, but we've certainly talked about this a couple of times. Right. Do you think you'd be able to survive an alien or a predator?
Well, I said this before. It's like
Like in it,
like, see,
okay, you're
see when
in.
it comes to
You're in,
aliens.
you're in Asda and Govan, right?
See when it
Well,
comes to
then
like
it
so when it comes to aliens, predators, and humans, it's like a game of rock paper scissors, right? Human beats predator, predator beats alien, alien beats human. Is that circle?
Yeah.
Okay.
The human kills predator, predator can kill the alien, alien kills human.
But do you think
So
like
it
you've
goes-
got two plans just in case it was to happen to you? Like
Live
I'm up
or
against this.
die.
I mean, it's like I'm
I
up against
don't
this
know if you-
anymore, so I know that
I don't know if you've noticed.
I wouldn't do this, but I would do the
So
something
like,
else.
well,
with the
I mean,
predator.
if it was a predator, then I would just not have any guns. It would
Yeah,
be the
just like-
shittest trophy ever. I'd be like, why would you want to kill me? I am
I would just,
nothing.
for
Like, you know,
both
there's
of
no
them,
point here.
I would probably be able to survive predator because I'd be in a ball crying.
Yeah.
But then for the alien, I would be eaten because I'd be in the ball
Well,
crying.
See, like with Alien, I would just shove as many Neds as I had to get away.
I like that.
Well, like,
He's
when I was
got,
the rest of
like,
his back mistakenly.
he's got a magazine full of Neds. He's got like a
A magazine.
Yeah.
What's that with the
Ned?
Billy Connolly joke about like outrun the line? It's like, well, you're not going to outrun the line. It's like, as long as I outrun you, I'm here. That whole thing. With an alien, you just get away from the fucking alien and then nuke the safe from orbit on the way to be sure.
So yeah, there's Godzilla 2, which hopefully will be a lot better than the first one, and King
It
Kong,
won't be.
Skull Creek, Scotland. How can it be worse? How can it be worse?
Don't even say that. 'cause
Mothra
it will
Rodan
be.
and Ghidorah. That's pretty.
But-
That's cool,
But
right?
they didn't show enough fighting.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll learn a lesson.
Yeah,
from
the
this
fighting
one.
they did show was pretty cool.
No, yes, Godzilla dropped the mic and just went,
No,
I'm out.
that's cool.
You know,
But-
yeah. If you want,
As long as they learn a
do you know
lesson.
what the trailer should be for the second one? It should be Obama. No, it won't be Obama. It'll be the president of the time on the red phone, and he's like, right, it's time. He
Call
phones
Godzilla.
the phone, and the red phone goes, and Godzilla answers the phone, and is like, yeah. Well, how can I help you, Mr. President? He's like, we're in trouble again, and they just,
Savior of our
and they're just
king.
like, you know, we're going full ridiculous. I was like, that I will watch because I know what that is now.
When
Are
is
we
the
going to
brand
have?
out?
Are we going to have the bubble of influence?
Fine.
No, sorry, the sphere of influence.
Yeah. Like, throw all that in, but just make sure that it is completely ridiculous. When is it? Sorry, about
Paul
British
Johnson
British
already
X-Team will be out. Yeah. Yeah, he's not going to go. Anyway, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice.
What happened in that trailer, Alan?
So they showed a trailer for it at Comic Con. They also, before we get into it, they showed Wonder Woman's outfit, which I think looks alright. It looks like
Yeah, a lot of folk are like, no, she looks like Zero Warrior Princess. This is stupid.
But like considering like the
With
original one,
shampoo armor.
the whole thing's just like metal armor.
She does. It does kind of resemble
It
Lucy
does,
Wallace's.
Yeah,
but
Regina was based on.
Yeah, and
Wonder Woman.
but
Yeah,
also
but
like
the
the
one is-
original Wonder Woman outfit is basically just like a bathing suit.
No, but yeah, the fact a lot of folk are like, oh god, it's a far cry from when it was shit. Who was the original Wonder Woman? I don't remember. Damn it! It'll come to me later on.
Carter, Linda Carter.
Yep.
Yes,
Linda Carter.
right. But that's like red and blue and white and just very 70s. You're like,
Well,
yeah, there's a reason
very-
it looks like that because it was the 70s.
It's very American as well
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
obviously she lives in America now, but the suit that she's got kind of makes sense from her being a fucking alien from an Amazon planet.
Amazonia?
Amazonia.
Am I making that up?
And
No, Amazon.co.
That's just
my
That
only
wonderful
complaint
world.
about it is I don't think this is just going to sound really petty, but she's not Amazonian enough.
She's quite, yeah, she's quite
She's
spelt.
very,
What you're saying is they should have got Fiona Cairns to do it.
You should have got, what's her name?
Gal Gadot.
No, that's who it is.
The way son,
I thought it was Gal Gadot.
It is Gal Gadot.
Gal
Gal Gadot,
yeah.
Hey, Lyra Woman. The UFC fighter.
Oh,
Gina.
shit.
Or Gina
Yeah.
Carano.
Yeah.
I feel like
No, they
she's
should have got Brienne to do it, man.
Oh wait,
Game of Thrones?
he's not up to that point yet.
Although, we'll, more on that later.
You want like a tall woman who can beat men up?
I mean,
tall
yeah.
woman.
You got a Brienne.
Gal Gadot is tall, she's really thin.
She is. She's like, and that's pretty much that's a really bad niggle to have. But Wonder Woman, even in the comics, she is drawn very slight. But
I can suppose it'll be like, she has an alien body, so she has a lot more
yeah,
strength,
it's just
so
it would
like-
be nice. It'd be nicer to see her a bit more muscular and a bit more statuesque.
Wasn't there like a part of what, like some of the news thing a while back about how they're changing her powers and essentially making her into like she comes from the same planet as Superman? Is that one of the things in this? Like they're essentially making her Supergirl kind of thing, but like,
No, there already is a superhero.
But yeah,
but, like in this
Superman's
thing though. Like, is it not one of those things? Like, that's something I kind of half remember.
I'm not sure.
They're making it as if like they thought Kal-El was the only guy who got away from Krypton, but it turns out she did as well.
she's the princess of
Yeah, that's.
whatever her
But
planet
that,
is.
they wouldn't make it Wonder Woman if that was the case, they would just make it Supergirl.
Superman and Wonder Woman are an item anyway, so
Yeah, they
Damn.
can't be cousins.
Yeah.
So anyway, the trailer they showed, it leaked online. I managed to see it, I think maybe in half an hour before it got taken down. It takes directly from the Dark Knight Returns comic, the Frank Miller comic. Well, at the end of the movie, like Batman has like built himself like a big kind of armored bat suit with like glowing white eyes and stuff, and so Ben Affleck's wearing this and he's standing on top of some sort of building, presumably Wayne Tower, whatever it is, and he's shining the bat signal across the sky, and he stops in the sky at Superman, who's like hovering, looking down at him, like looking really mega pissed off, and then his eyes start glowing red, like with his laser vision, and Batman's down there with his white eyes glowing, he looks mega pissed off as well, and it's like, dumb, not justice. All rainy and shit. Looks pretty cool.
Can't get excited about this film at all.
I mean,
Yeah.
at all. Batman vs Superman is going to have Batman and Superman fighting. Spoilers. Like, okay, yeah.
See, the thing
Yeah,
is,
just as an image, it was really cool.
I bet-
It probably will be not very good. But
I bet they only come to blows at the end.
Right.
The most of the film, like a majority of the film, would be them working together. Then something happens and they end up on opposing sides after taking down the main threat. And then it's like the last scene is them fighting, and nerds everywhere will be like, "Fucking call Batman vs Superman." You know, the Dinobots were in the last 5 minutes.
then it was
So they get you,
I don't know. I think maybe that'll be the centerpiece, and then they'll have to put aside their differences and team up.
So why would they fight though? That's the thing. Like, because it's
Well,
Batman,
it's
Batman
essentially-
raging that
in-
Superman killed someone.
In
Yes.
Batman
Batman
Returns,
Alright.
in Batman Returns, it's like essentially the same.
Dark Knight
setup.
Returns. Batman Returns. Tim
Sorry,
Burton.
yeah, Dark Knight Returns. It's the same setup as like Watchmen, where like being a superhero has been like kind of outlawed entirely.
Yeah.
But like,
So, like-
Superman works directly for the president.
Yeah. So like Batman's
Prez.
been retired for a while, and then he kind of comes back and starts doing his vigilante work, and Superman gets told to
Kick
put
him
an
out.
end to it.
Yeah.
It's been a long
But yeah,
time since that's
but maybe in this one it will be kind of like Superman's painted as like an alien and as a threat and as a terrorist to like the United States. So Batman's like,
Well, he did
Well, it
kill
just-
several millions
Million
Yeah.
people.
in Man of Steel, so maybe they're actually going to acknowledge that.
yeah, that'd be cool if Batman is like oh, this guy's like a mental alien, I'm going to kill him. Well, no,
Fuck this guy.
Batman can't kill.
In the Dark Knight Returns,
Well,
he's
it's
got
an
a,
alien.
in the Dark
It's
Knight
not a
Returns,
person?
he's got a kryptonite ring.
Yeah, and
And,
he
no, Clark gave him that.
No, in the Dark Knight Returns, he gives Green Arrow
Yeah.
kryptonite arrowhead.
Oh wait, sorry, sorry, I'm.
Well, and
Fucking,
another-
and you call
another-
yourself
I'm-
a Batman
And
fan.
another one he gives him the kryptonite ring to stop him if he turns evil,
That's right.
and then he turns
That's
evil,
what
and
I'm
then
Were we
Batman's
talking
like-
about Superman recently as well, about how there's like a plot thread where Lex Luthor has a kryptonite ring, and because he wears it all the time, it ends up giving him some fucking terminal illness.
he gets like
Like-
mega cancer.
Yeah,
Extreme
that's
baldness.
grim.
Mega cancer.
That's super
But
grim.
he also does he not get like a superpower as like a result of it? You get some kind of like weird thing that you can do.
Yeah, there's like.
But it's like
I think
but
he's
he
got
becomes depressed in one point. Like what the fuck? And
Again,
I think
again,
With comic books.
yeah.
Well, again, yeah, with Dawn of Justice, I'm like, I don't really care about that trailer. I really cannot care at all. I'm like, no, this film is fucked. Any way you look at it, it's absolutely fucked.
No, you should never go into a film assuming it's going to be.
You can if you've watched Man of Steel and be like, oh, so
Unless
this
it's a
guy's
Michael
doing the
Bay
second
movie.
one. Sake.
And you're right, fresh off of not doing Ant-Man, is going to be
Released
going.
his own Ant-Man trailer.
He's going to be working on a movie called Grasshopper Jungle, which is based on a novel. And they said it's a cross between Stand By Me and Attack the Block. So it's like a coming of age story of young
like
teens.
aliens.
They also have to fight giant bugs.
Alright.
It sounds sign me up. Edgar Wright's doing it. It'll be great, probably. I really like Stand By Me. I never saw Attack the Block, but I know everyone says it's really good.
I enjoy it.
But yeah, he said like the whole thing is about how the bugs are like an allegory for, or not like a kind of
Marvel.
like a counter to like the boys going through puberty stuff, being all hormonal and oh we just want to fight and have sex. And that's what the bugs are like and supposed to be like.
We'll kill these bugs.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But yeah, that sounds Edgar Wright's doing it. So
Right. It's not like about, it's not a thing about like some these big bugs are shitting all over my vision, so I'm gonna take them down. Nope.
it's not as far as I know.
So he says like he was doing Ant-Man, now he's doing Men versus Ants.
So we
I
can
get
squish
it.
those bugs.
What was it? Grasshopper? What?
Grasshopper
Oh.
Jungle. Sam Raimi says he's working on an Evil Dead TV show with Bruce Campbell. I like it.
And no one cares.
Yeah.
Who
Who gives a tiny fuck?
It's tiny.
What's that? Paul?
And like, I should never start. I saw Sam Raimi working on some movie with some big star.
The Last of Us? Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Oh,
yeah. You've read my Google Doc. He's also producing The Last of Us. He's not directing it, but do you know who they've approached to play Ellie?
Excellent.
Maisie Williams, aka Arya Stark.
Do you know who that is yet? Who's got that?
Yeah, I know who that
Game of
is.
Thrones under your belt? So.
My friend who works on Game of Thrones as a costume designer is followed by Maisie Williams on Twitter, and like she only follows maybe like 100 people on Twitter. My friend Katie's one of them, which is weird. But
You played The Last of Us yet?
Yeah.
Get the fuck, mate. I've played The Last of Us. Yes, I have played The Last of Us.
He's played the DLC.
Yeah,
which
I
you
came
haven't.
out of your flat and came out of package and play it.
I've got the remastered one,
I've not-
which will be here on
I've
Saturday.
not played. I've only played an hour of the actual game.
That's
It's,
because you're afraid of the zombie things.
it starts out slow, but it gets fantastic. So yeah, I don't know. Maisie Williams, like she's English. There's that thing.
No, I think
Is she kind of like charming and lovable
Yeah.
enough?
See, like in the later seasons of Game of Thrones, like when she's a wee bit older and
Yeah.
stuff, she gets a lot more edgy and like.
She can handle it with a lot.
Yeah, it does that whole thing where it's like she's a survivor, and that's what they're kind of saying. Well, she can do this, and she kind of looks a bit like Ellie, I suppose.
What I
You
like
could
most-
see her be like Ellie. Ellie is the name of the girl who broke your fucking finger. I could see her doing that. Like,
So, like,
Who they approached for Joel? Has there been any chat about
They're
that?
not saying anything yet.
Rolling, boom,
But
done.
hopefully, yeah. But what I like about Ellie as a character is like she obviously she's kind of badass and stuff because she's been raised in that environment, but she still has like that innocence of
She's
like
still
being a
chill.
teenager. Yeah.
Oh, you mean the art of Arya Stark?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. Okay.
Fucking hell.
Uh,
Are they up season 5? Just come so I can watch
a
your.
whole year.
so you guys think Maisie Williams would be a good choice for
Yeah,
you?
it's
Yeah.
a great choice.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. And similarly, an Uncharted movie is coming in
Like
June
Nathan
2016.
Drake,
There's a picture that says Uncharted, the movie, June 2016. I don't know. Bradley Cooper, will he be free? He can probably do a good
Oh,
Nathan
yeah.
Drake.
Hmm.
Who else is?
I don't know if that's a good idea.
No, he's not.
But I think it's purely because when he does that,
Chris
there you
Pratt,
go.
yeah.
There you go.
Is he
I was
Oliver
Chris Pratt.
I was talking Mark Wahlberg.
Uh,
I think he was in the runnings for it.
He was, yeah, he was.
Not buff enough.
Marvel's too nice.
Or
I think
just no North.
he's kind of old and pudgy.
Well, we could dye it.
Um,
Dye his hair just for men.
but yeah, there's zero information on the Uncharted movie.
I don't know how well that'll work. Being that, like the Uncharted
It's just
games,
Indiana Jones.
Just the Indiana Jones, right?
they try to be movies in the first place. And
And they tried to do Uncharted, but it was called National Treasure, and that didn't work out too well.
well, that's because they got Nick Cage in. I'm safe. No, that is right.
It is Nick Cage. It is Nick Cage.
It is.
What were you going to say?
No, it was going to be Nick Cage, but then I was like, no, hold on, that's the fucking guy from Mortal Kombat.
Johnny
It's
Cage.
not.
Johnny Cage.
But that's where he got one of his names from.
Was it?
His Cage,
he's
yeah, his
cool.
surname.
I don't think that's from Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat. It's from.
is?
I don't think it
No,
is.
no. Johnny Cage is a superhero.
No, yeah, it's a superhero. I can't remember his soul. It's not.
No, fuck it. As a superhero, is it?
It's not. It's not Green Arrow. It's fucking. It's somebody anyway. But I remember that because his name.
Is it from The Punisher or something? They got it from?
No, that's Frank Castle.
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
Luke
That's it.
Cage.
Yeah,
One of the
because
Defenders.
is it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's getting a Netflix TV show.
Sure it is.
But yeah, because his real name's Nicholas Coppola,
Cool.
but Coppola's already steeped in greatness. He wants his own thing. So he's like, I'll do my own thing and call
Oh,
myself
he's never
Cage.
been Joe's supposed to be
Oh,
really good. So
hold the phone here. Are you am I getting the wrong end of the stick here? You're saying that the actor Nick Cage
Yep.
called himself Nick Cage after Luke Cage
Correct.
Yep.
because his name was taken by someone else.
No, because his name is
it's
Nicholas Coppola.
So he
from the
wanted to
prestigious Coppola
he
family.
wants to remove himself from the Coppola.
He's one of them.
Yeah.
Are you lying to me?
No,
Am I getting that
I'm
wrong?
not.
It's like Francis Coppola's.
Correct.
I think it is.
Nick Cage. Is.
That's right, yeah.
Did you guys not know this?
No.
There you
Wow.
go.
Holy shit.
But they've got like a semblance of talent, and he doesn't.
Yeah,
Well,
but
he
it's
well,
does have talent. he
Behind
wants
behind
to.
the camera, they all do.
yeah, but it's not unusual.
Is this like is that why
You've seen Sylvia Coppola and got
yeah,
that
okay,
free, you know?
okay. And like
But not acting
her
talent.
movies like was not her done Bling Ring.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucking bad.
She wasn't. No, but she also had Lost in Translation.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But yeah, like so, like they've got all the directorial stuff and they're good. They're good at some that isn't acting. And is that why he had to hit out with the 360-degree cinema?
Yeah, so
Is that his
yeah,
attempt?
he's
to
living
be
in
a
the shadow of the
serious
Godfather
Coppola?
this whole time.
Yeah. Well,
He's-
again, Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez.
You know their brothers,
Yeah.
right? Schwartzman.
Jason Schwartzman's related to them somehow.
Yeah, he is Talia. He's Adrian's son.
Was in Rocky's wife?
Huh?
How is she related to?
She is Coppola's sister.
What, now you're just mixing
Francis
families.
Coppola's sister.
That's correct.
But well, so what's
Oh,
that with
wow.
the machines?
And Jason Schwartzman is Francis Coppola's nephew then?
Yeah.
Which by default makes someone related to Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Weird. Is it just? Are we going to find out that they're all just a one big family? Hollywood is just the name of the.
No, the Coppolas have a lot of. Yeah, they're a Hollywood family, yeah, but that's the thing. It's
They also sound like an ice cream.
There you go.
Hmm.
But yeah, staple. That's the word for thank you, Paul.
But
yeah, that is-
Coppola's right now. What are you doing?
It's time to go into the reviews now, and I wanted to start with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, but Laura's left the room momentarily. So we'll have to vamp.
Okay.
Like there's a bunch of stuff that we haven't talked about that's out, including Pudsey, the dog movie, which essentially you can look at that right now. That's the noise of me deleting Pudsey the dog.
To that Pudsey.
Again,
Let's
that's
just keep going and delete the Echo as well.
I don't know if the Echo is. We might see that.
The House of Magic definitely looks shit.
Actually looks, that's like third tier
So
animation.
it seems to be some kind of thing about a really badly animated cat.
Yeah, it's a cat that gets adopted by a family of the guy who owns them all is a magician, and he has a bunch of animals.
Like or some shit.
Yeah, but then the magician's son thinks that the old man's like going a bit senile and wants to get his property, so he's trying to get the bank to kick him out of his house. So the animals have to save the old man who's a magician.
The
It just looks shit.
the plot to Pudsey is something like Jessica Stevenson.
Oh no!
Daisy.
She's in it.
Jessica Hines, sorry, I think
Come
her name is
on.
now. Yeah, she's in it, and it's like her family moved to the country, and they've got this dog, the one that won Britain's Got Talent, but they have to help save the land
You
because.
lost me again. What one Britain's Got Talent?
See Pudsey the dog, the movie.
Yeah.
The whole
Don't
thing.
tell me this. Don't tell me this. I don't want to hear it.
Right,
I don't want to hear it.
So you already know.
Oh,
So
no.
yeah, basically, Or
to
a
save the
dog
land.
won Britain's Got Talent.
And then got a movie.
It was a pretty talented dog.
I could dance on his back legs.
Fuck
Yeah.
this planet, man. Fuck this fucking planet. How does that happen?
So they
Please.
have to try and save the land because the farmers want to sell it to because I'm always going to be.
Isn't that the plot of Mrs. Brown's voice as well?
It's a plot of what?
Yeah,
Fucking
it's like a classic
guff.
nice easy.
It's like how do we?
Yes,
Yes,
also the plot of Empire Records.
yeah,
But
but
that wasn't about fucking
That's the dogs.
contest winning.
What
Animals.
contest does the dog have to win?
no, it doesn't have to win anything. Pudsey helps them, as in
By dancing?
he helps them. Like David Williams voices Pudsey, and
Oh, just pause for 1 second.
Mhm.
Can the dog talk to humans?
no, but what they do that thing where they animate the mouth, so when it's talking to horses, the
Oh.
horse will talk back because it's got who is it? Peter Serafinowicz is in it as well.
Ah,
As a horse.
now you've got me in.
And there's like a pig that wants to lay an egg because then it's a chicken.
Yep.
It's so fucking boring. It's unreal. It's like you know what it is? It's like one of those like kids TV shows that are on at like 5 a.m. like Milkshake, like way back in the day. That kind of shit where it's the two people they're singing Baba Black Sheep with all these crappy visuals. It's the same kind of thing. Little small children will be like, oh, there's a dog, that's fun. But the rest of it is so fucking boring. And
It's also like it's voiced by David Williams.
Williams,
Yes.
who's creepy as shit. He's
I don't
just
know-
doing.
Is there like, oh, hello?
I don't know.
No,
His head's here.
He's
his
very much
voice.
doing one of those. Hello there.
No,
Do you remember in Little Britain when it's
I can't believe some of the shit I used to do with you.
what's his name? It's Lou and Andy, like the one that's pretending he's crippled. And yeah, that's what he's doing. It's just that voice. It's just
He's
that.
creepy. He's a really, really creepy man.
But yeah,
He's a hero, a sports hero. He's using money for charity.
He's from a hell of a channel.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
how
good.
that happens.
Yeah, he's from the channel.
On a number
Fair
of occasions.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Big Bang Name, for
but
that.
that is
mention.
like, you just. It's like from again. I didn't see the whole thing, but my god.
You didn't stick with it to the end.
Again, you don't need to. It's like the whole thing is look. It's that dog who's on Britain's Got Talent who can jump through a hoop and dance on its two
Does
legs.
he jump through a hoop?
I didn't see that bit, but dances on its two legs and talks to animals and shit.
Yeah, that's quite impressive. Did that happen in real life, or is that in the?
No, it's in the movie.
Pudsey now he's got a movie deal, just CGI's that. He's just like, won't do it anymore.
I mean, if this dog can talk, then that's a pretty good reason to win Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Especially considering most of the natives of this country can't fucking do it. Right?
Correct. Laura's back.
Hey!
So we can ask you what you thought of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. We all talked about it last week. We all thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was superb.
Yep, good. I'm glad. You had me on the edge. I was like, what's she going to say?
Supreme.
Yeah.
Superb. I felt that I don't know how, but they upped their game on the effects side. Like, Maurice looked like an actual orangutan.
Yeah, I'm convinced they must have used an actual
Just-
ape at some point.
It's crazy, and I feel that Circus needs to get nominated for something. Like, honestly, he's just done too much.
They should make a new category, like,
They
or
should.
even just, he's definitely like when he's a bit older, they'll definitely give him some sort of honorary Oscar for all of his like work.
Or
in
even
that
if
field.
they have like a
Do you think he's sick of it by now?
Nah,
I think he
keeps
loves
doing
it.
it. Yeah, like I mean, he is the guy. Like,
imagine that.
he's the
imagine
best. He's the
that
best at
guy,
something.
yeah.
The go-to guy.
Yeah.
the go-to mocap guy. So maybe at the whatever award ceremony, like if there is a couple of movies that have used heavily mocap, just reflect that year to year. Like they could have a category. It might not necessarily have to be there every year because it might not
I
necessarily.
mean, even like Benedict Cumberbatch did it for The Hobbit, and James Spader's doing it for Age of Ultron. Like they're both like well-respected actors. Zoe Saldana
How much
for
of the
Avatar.
mocap would you really have got a Cumberbatch's performance of a fucking dragon?
Well, he still did it. He still did every single scene on all fours, crawling about, being a dragon and stuff.
Did he?
Like,
yeah, I think it was like kind of just
That right there is commitment.
some movement kind of patterns and
Yeah, like
his
his
face
face.
as well.
I would have half-assed that shit.
Just sat in a chair.
It's
Like,
like that, this,
oh, don't be shy.
this dragon amazingly looks like a really out of shape fat fucker.
I thought
His
the,
hands-
go tea on the dragon.
Like his hands when they're in front of him, like conspicuously make the shape of a controller.
I think the
Don't do it, Bilbo. It's like, you gonna grab me? No.
Twiddle those animal sticks.
I think Gary Oldman was kind of pointless in the whole thing.
He turns up and gets paid.
He was
He was fine.
a serviceable foil to
But
the
he wasn't.
humans.
He wasn't even a foil though. He was just looking at.
He was the human side of Koba, which they needed.
He was, but he didn't even. He wasn't much of a threat though. He was just kind of like.
Well, I liked how, like I said this last week, how you could see everyone's point. Like no one was kind of like, oh, they're terrible. It was all like, I can see where you're coming from.
And I thought Andy Serkis was just fucking tremendous, but honestly, I think it's Toby Kebbell that was Koba, and I thought he was better. I was like, I thought he must have just loved doing that character, because watching it again, I was like, the two of you are fucking a dream team here. You are just so fucking convincing with these characters.
Has he done anything?
Toby Kebbell,
Yeah.
He's in Control. He's in Rock and Roller. He's in fucking hell. He's in Dead Man's Shoes. He's Thingy's brother.
Yeah.
Pat
Why-
Constant's brother.
Dead Man Shoes. Okay, yeah. Shane Meadows, is that?
That's Shane Meadows' movie. Yeah. But yeah, he's in a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I was like, oh, brilliant. Sorry, I don't know.
What else? The classic asshole guy.
He was an asshole.
He was just an ass.
Yeah.
Just an asshole.
He's going to be playing Doctor Doom. Sorry.
Who's he playing?
Doctor Doom and the Fantastic Four. You reckon his name's not right?
Shit.
Yeah, that guy was it. But the guy with
The
who brought the gun to the.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel.
He's an asshole, and that's fine. But he was just very much a one-note asshole.
Yeah, he was just there to give a bit of a conflict going on.
Yeah.
All the characters were really two-dimensional though. But like it didn't really matter because the
No,
movie
because it
was-
wasn't about them. It was about the apes. So that was perfectly fine.
And even then, yeah, the human characters were there to. They weren't there to be characters. They were to be like different
Mirrors,
points of view.
symmetries.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that the kind of opening sequence was great. Just kind of the whole kind of mesh of sign language that the apes used kind of mirrored what Caesar was taught as a young ape. And that does go back to actually real life when apes are taught sign language. That's the kind of sign language they're taught.
Did you know that ape that was taught sign language went back into the wild and taught other apes sign language?
That is fucking crazy,
I know, yeah.
but awesome.
I know, right?
It taught them how to communicate, and I like the kind of society, how you got a glimpse into how the ape society worked.
Which looked like it was going totally fine.
Until
It was
we
a lovely,
came
lovely
and
little
fucked it up.
thing we have, yeah.
As we do. Like just the how many apes were on screen and how the visuals didn't falter at all. I want to know where they're getting the really strapping black horses from.
Like, do you know what? Someone pointed out to me that like some of the horses were CG, and that didn't even cross my mind for a second. Like, I thought like, oh, they've had riders on horseback, and then they've digitized out the.
See something I just thought of that I really mentioned last week, or I just thought of it. Like, see the bits where the monkeys are like overrunning the buildings, and it's like they're like a flood. They just like wreck doors and go around corners. It's like very much like the whole like a zombie tsunami stuff of World War Z, and it like just
it looks a lot better.
Those bits are all really cool. Just like
Yeah.
genuinely, they seem like a threat.
I think that's great. Like they actually were a physical presence and an actual threat. Like when Caesar and the entire troop turns up to be like, look, this is our land. Don't fucking come near us.
That was a good scene.
That was really cool, and I was a little bit frustrated that the main character didn't actually go, by the way, guys, we need to kind of go like have a discussion. But a troop of fucking 80 monkeys turn up.
He goes in later on secret and he's like, listen guys, I know he told me not to come back, but
I thought that was really kind of a show of force, and like Caesar can't. He's in a rock and a hard place. He cannot win. He has to kind of try and balance his troops' needs, and he also knows that the humans will come by force if he doesn't kind of negotiate and like compromise. And Maurice, the orangutan, who is fucking great, he understands kind of Caesar's plight, and he's like, right, okay, we can work with them. And his son's a little bitch at the start of the movie, and Koba he's so good that he just latches onto that insecurity of his son not being as good, kind of living up to Caesar, and he latches onto that and he goes, no, these people are out to get your dad, and I'm here to protect him. And Koba was just so manipulative.
Koba he's a great character.
I can understand, you understand Koba's plight, because he was fucked over by humans, and see, as I said, like Caesar can't win, and the only way, like, I don't know where they're going to go from here, because the end of the movie is just so, like, they're going to get
There's gonna be a big war next.
There's going to be a war.
Or,
There's going to be a war, and the battle scenes were great when Koba's leading the.
No, don't listen. Don't listen.
No,
Don't listen.
I thought. I was just. I really enjoyed an ape with dual wielding machine guns jumping through fire on a horse. Right, okay. And
Like as Tommy said last week, on a T-shirt that would look amazing as a serious movie that was fucking ludicrous.
Nah,
It
I
was
was
just-
I was in, but
it just
I-
it
I was-
absolutely just took me right out of the film. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Watching a film about apes?
But
What am I
in
doing?
the first movie, we had a fucking gorilla take down the helicopter, so.
That was also awesome.
No, like I said the same thing last week about how I also hated that scene. That was well.
But I really liked the kind of when Koba takes over the troop and is like, Caesar, this is what Caesar would want. And just that scene of when one of them, when they're kind of infiltrating the human camp, and Koba's like, kill those humans, like, kill them. And they start kind of going, hold on a minute, and he just uses his force of like, Caesar would want this, and he just throws that ape off the fucking balcony, and you're just like, oh my god, he's such a bastard. And that's why it's so good, because he is such a
I was
bastard.
still kind of on his side though. Like, humans are dicks. Like,
And
they
so-
really are,
So is
man.
he. He's a dick as well.
He is a dick, but you understand
He's a
why.
reactionary dick, exactly. Like,
He is, and
he's covered in scars. Fuck the humans.
just the kind of like mirror image of how the apes are turning like us, and Caesar realizes that, and he knows that it has to go down this route. He can't back down, and at the end he's just like, right, my troops here, we're going to have to face this fucking force that's going to come at us. This is what I knew was going to happen, but I can't back down, because if when I backed down, or when I wasn't present, this is what happened. Like, Koba destroyed everything that I built, and the sequence when he goes back home is so heart-wrenching, because he finds the video camera, and he finds James Franco, and he's just James Franco on the video camera, and he's just like, oh man, that was so good, and I loved being there. And then he's kind of, it was just great. I really enjoyed it, and I think that it can only get better. The next film, I don't know how the hell what they're going to do.
Do you know what I really liked about that when they go back to the house and they find that camera? Like, they made a point of showing him like unplugging it from the mains. So it's like that's how the camera's still on, because it was plugged in charging and the electricity came back on. Just a little touch, I thought.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it would have been like, oh, that camera was surely a bit of battery. It was still plugged in.
Kind of about Caesar generally, I don't think something we said last, specifically talking about against Koba, where one of the great understated things about Andy Serkis' performance is like, he like Caesar's aged by 10 years, like the whole thing is 10 years on, and he carries such a great weariness with his performance of just like a tired kind of like, I don't really want to be king, like I'm kind of aware that, as you say, like shit is going to happen.
You can, like, for a digital character, you can see that all, like,
Yeah,
his
just
face
this,
and
That kind of reflected in like him and Maurice's chats.
yeah, exactly.
He's just kind of like,
Yeah, 'cause
he's
they're
kind
like
of
two
fucking
old
up.
bros
They've
who need to grow up,
they've been there since day one, and they're just like, what the fuck are we gonna do?
Mhm.
And Maurice is trying to teach the young ones about the commandments of being an ape, and Caesar really wants him to, and he's like obviously the person or the kind of ape that's in charge of the knowledge, and and then when his son starts to challenge his kind of philosophy, and Koba starts to challenge his philosophy and how twisted Koba gets, you're just kind of like, you followed this guy, he saved you from these
Even
monsters, and now you're going to turn into them. It's just,
even the way like Caesar and Morris have a conversation about how Caesar was raised by humans, but Morris didn't really know them.
yeah.
And even then, it's like during the course of the film, Morris gets to know that group of humans.
Yeah, like, there's that great bit where he's
like, run.
see when he's like,
That bit was fucking great.
see when he goes down and he gets the kid's book and the kid's like teaching him like
Yeah.
how to read and stuff. That was really cool. You're like, yeah, like,
No, like, well, he thinks he's teaching him to read, and then he realises that Morris can already read.
Yeah.
well, you know what I mean.
Well, he's bonding with the
Yeah.
kid, and like.
Oh, I loved all those bits where like you think there's a chance they could get on.
And
Yeah, like every so often I think, oh wait, no, Planet of the Apes.
Of course not. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like when they're saving them when the dam collapses, and you're just
Yeah,
like,
that was a really good bit. Yeah,
Oh, well,
When the baby comes up to
they
them.
can coexist. They can coexist. And then just that scene when Koba, the first kind of scene of when Koba challenges Caesar, and Caesar asserts
Oh,
himself.
is that when he says, "Oh, you care more about humans than you do
Yeah,
your
and
son"?
Caesar's
It's
just
like,
like,
oh, you can't.
And that scene is so, it shows that Caesar still has that prowess and that control over his troop, but also he has that kind of human element to him of like, he still believes in what he preaches. Like, he will not kill other apes, even though, like, Koba, he just wants to get rid of him because it will be so much easier, but he has to show face in front of he's loyal till the end to his troop. And that's, like, at the end of the movie, like, Caesar could just go with the humans and just be done with it, but he doesn't. He stays, and he understands that there might be not as many as they were, but they have to be, they're a family and they have to stick through it.
Like, that's what I said last week. I think the next movie should have, like, a small group of, like, apes and humans, like, living together and trying to, like, be, like, their own separate thing, like, while the war goes on around them, because there's bound to be, like, people who don't want to be part of the war, and, like,
or people like me who would want to be on the ape side.
Yeah, there's going to be apes who are like, I don't like hanging out with these guys, they're trying to kill everyone, I'm like, more peaceful.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
I'll show you how to make a stand work for us, maybe.
Yeah, really, really good movie.
That was good.
Really good. Unfortunately, the Purge Anarchy was not really good.
Had you seen the original Purge?
Yeah, I mean, I quite liked it. Like, when I feel like I want to repeat myself from what I said about the first one with this one. Like, it's a sequel, although almost none of the cast from the first one come back.
Somebody suggested to me that it's like based on the same Purge.
No, definitely not.
Well, that's like because it like made such a big deal about this is the 10th annual Purge or whatever, and they were like, I think that's the same as the first one, and I can't remember at all.
It's not because
It's definitely not.
I didn't know this until after I'd seen it. But you know, at the end, I'm trying to say without spoiling what happens at the end, where a group show up with guns that are like not bad guys.
Yes.
See, like the main guy who isn't Omar there, he's the guy from like the guy the guy who comes in and goes, oh, we're not here to purge.
Okay.
Like, don't shoot. He's the guy from the first movie that hides out at the family's house.
Really?
Yeah.
The guy that they let in?
Yeah. So
Okay.
so like in the interim year or whatever, he's joined this kind of
rebel group.
yeah,
Okay.
which is the only really connecting tissue
So,
between the two films.
That's quite.
see in this one, do they talk more about the founders of the Purge?
No, that's exactly what my
Although,
problem with it is.
well, I mean, it takes a step towards getting closer to them,
Right.
but it's one storyline within 5 or 6 storylines.
Did you like this one?
I really like the idea. I still think
Yeah, again,
Yeah, the
idea
concept
is
sounds
great.
amazing.
And for a lot of it, like the writing wasn't great, and I was kind of like, well, like the writing's not super. I'm gonna like keep trying to like, and we're being introduced but to 3 or 4 different groups of characters, and I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, like let's keep going. I mean, there's quite a few people here, and I'm kind of worried that nobody's really going to get any real development, and it's going to just feel too spread out. And there was a specific moment where each of the groups kind of come very close to one another, and I thought, oh, this is like going to be like an interesting idea where these characters that we're following are going to crisscross each other all night, and they're like one character's a car, and 2 characters need a car, and they get inside of his car, and I thought they were going to steal his car and totally fuck him up, and that's going to ruin his night. That's really interesting, that's really clever. They'll keep kind of coming over each other and kind of constantly maybe not realising. And instead, all 5 characters were just brought together into one group, and it was like, okay, now these guys are going to try and survive the Purge. And it was that moment I was like, no, they're taking a really boring, really uninteresting, really dull.
It's the easy route.
Yes, yeah, and I just thought, okay, this is probably not going to be great. And then like, they introduced the kind of founding father side of it is that you kind of get hints. Like the first movie there was.
What it sounds like, I've never seen the first one. Like,
Okay,
okay.
The founding father was
So the Purge thing is only like a 10-year. It's only been
It's
one
relatively
10
new.
years.
It's set in 2025, so yeah, at most 10 years.
Yeah. And the founding fathers like the new leaders that have been elected, but there seems to be a bit of a how were they put into power? And the Purge, 12 hours where you get to do any crimes you want. And sorry.
No. It just seems that it's really strange that the Purge only focuses on violent crime. There could be so many other crimes. Download all the fucking Beatles back catalogue. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Financial
banks.
Well, there is a line about banks where the financial district in the second movie is incredibly quiet because the banks. I thought they said like they burned the money or like they digitalized it.
They
just moved it. Yeah,
They took the money for the night, so there's no reason going to the bank. Like, I mean, obviously,
They take precautions.
banks,
Yeah.
like businesses will think of these kind of things.
There are lots of nice little touches like that. That's like a nice little bit of dialogue for you to be like, oh yeah, that's good. That's a real world.
Yeah, it's
like,
like something that you would think of, like
like,
they've actually thought of.
To Laura's point about why it's only like violent crimes to focus on is because like one of the whole big kind of themes of the movie is about how
Cleansing your soul.
no about like wiping out
Cleansing society.
wiping out the lower class,
Yeah.
the poor, like getting rid of them so that there's not any poor and then everyone's happy. There's no crime. Like so that's why it's all like these people fighting in the ghettos and stuff.
Which then takes us towards the Founding Fathers, where there seems to be a bigger conspiracy going on that maybe the Founding Fathers are helping get rid of the people they don't want, and that becomes
seems
a kind
like the government's getting a lot more involved in it this time than actually like the citizens.
Yes, and that's one plot line. Then you have this rebel group who are basically like, we don't like the Purge anymore. This Purge, we're going to like fight back and start killing the rich.
Yeah, Omar from The Wire's dressed exactly as Malcolm X.
And Malcolm
Like,
X
so
like,
on the nose.
But you're still taking part in the purge though, so you're still
that annoyed me in the end. It's like we're not here to purge. Bang 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 bang.
all the rich, yeah.
And like because that was set up so heavily right at the start of like this Purge we're going to take back. Anytime any of the main characters were in a dangerous situation, you were like, okay, this is the time that the rebel groups turn up. This is the time the rebel.
So
you always knew, and like, okay, didn't happen the first time. Okay, didn't happen the second. But when it did, you're like, okay, well, yeah, we're now near the end.
The little thing that annoyed me again. It's in the end, so I'll try and talk around it. But we're at a point where one character is given reason why they might want to purge, and then the group show up, and so the rebel group show up, and they're like, "You guys get out of here. We're going to take care of them." And one of the group goes, "No, I want to stay. I want to stay and purge." And I thought, well, they're going to kill her now because she's part of the problem. But then nope, they're just like, "Okay, you can join us then."
Yeah.
But like, she's joining in the exact same thing that you were fighting against.
Like they introduced like a like
you had a terrible job of talking around that. Just saying by using the word she.
Oh, sorry. No, there's like 3 women characters.
Yeah.
There's more women than there is guys, isn't it?
And that was like, I mean, okay, there's a reason that she wants to purge.
Well, that could be because a boyfriend whose car broke down.
Maybe when a certain character passes away, my reaction to that was like, oh look, Guy has died. It wasn't like
not Guy.
It wasn't like, oh no, not Steve or Jim or there was nothing to any of those characters. And
Nothing memorable.
Just there was no characterization at all.
Yeah, and also the guy who's supposed to get behind, you meet him and he's on his way to like line kill somebody.
And that was played out in just the most boring, generic way.
Yeah.
That's something I did like in the movie was there was this kind of weird dynamic where some of the people who are in the group want the end of the Purge to come because they want to be alive by the end of it, whereas he is trying to beat the clock. And so that kind of weird, that kind of dividing line of chase and get like
survival and
cat and mouse.
But they never play up on the fact of like they're with him, they don't know he's going to do that, then they're going to find out everything's a bad guy, they're afraid of him. Just never really play up to that.
And then my other thing is right at the very end. This is like the very, very like last confrontation, gentleman, and like he makes a speech. This is so kind of spoilery, but he makes a speech which then doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And like there was a way to make that a lot better. There was a way if the Purge had ended and then he had been successful, that would have been like a better ending. That he is. It doesn't matter. It's his job to make the figures work.
Yeah, the film would have kind of stuck to his guns a bit more as well.
Yeah, and instead it just gave this kind of really shitty,
this pussy heroic
bullshit
thing.
nonsense.
Yeah, but like so much of it is like in the first one. There's a lot of setup, like counting down to the Purge and stuff, and there's this background news footage of like talking about the new Founding Fathers and stuff, and how crime is down and stuff, and how the rest of the world might view this weird country. And they just never go anywhere with it. That's the most interesting stuff, but like then it just wraps itself around a really boring generic movie.
Do you think the Purge would be a better video game?
That's exactly what I said to Paul Laura. I said I have the text to prove it because I said the kind of point of reference I had was BioShock Infinite.
Yeah,
which has a lot of similar themes because it's all about like a perfect government stuff and making it a bit shady and
supposedly perfect.
Yeah, like warped Americana and all that sort of stuff. But like the point of BioShock Infinite is on the surface of it, it's just a first-person shooter. But when you look into it more, it's got really great characters, a lot of like background information and details about the really rich story and what led to this world that you're in, and you can go out and you can find that if you want, and you can fill in the pieces and build up the mythology for yourself, and that just like deepens and enriches the whole experience. But if you just play through it without paying attention to that, it would just be like a generic first-person shooter.
And
whereas
that would
this
be you being a purger, or you could be a...
So this is like this doesn't give you the option to look around and take in all the atmosphere. Like this, we're just going to set you on the path of like this. What even would you call it? Like a kind of action movie, kind of. Like the first one was like a home invasion movie, but this is like kind of like the Warriors, just staying alive in the city for this time, but like the Warriors has a lot more character to it.
That is like a good idea.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is a really good idea.
That whole idea of like just just trying your hardest to survive against odds kind of thing.
They try and get a dumpster at one point.
That was the big thing. Except like, I think there was a body inside.
But I was already in there.
It's either there's a dead body or there's someone else hiding in there already, and they go, "What? No."
Yeah, they just came up, and then they run past like 2 or 3 other dumpsters, and I was like, "Well, Paco would not."
Paco would check every one of those dumpsters. But maybe because they said, I guess if it was a dead body, that would be a bit more off-putting.
Because you're like, oh, somebody's been found. So.
Yeah. So I can understand that. Let's assume it was a dead body.
So if I find a dead body, I'd probably still get there and like, have that higher up.
Paul said he thinks it would be a good kind of like 12-part mini-series.
Like, do like a 24 style, every episode is an hour.
Yeah.
And
just more room to develop the world.
It would be nice to have, maybe if you're doing a mini-series, have one episode be just before the purge is going to start. And that would be the hour before, and everybody's getting ready, and kind of you would build that. You would see the utopia in air quotes before, and then you would kind of have a contrast between the carnage, and then hopefully as the series went on, you would find out about the founding fathers that are very, very reminiscent to the people in Metal Gear 3.
What? Outer Heaven? Is that what they're called?
Like the...
No. The Patriots?
What are they called? The Patriots and like...
I'm just going by name.
It seems like...
You're thinking of Metal Gear 2.
Oh, sorry, Metal Gear 2. Patriots, yeah. So...
Guns of the Patriots? Is that a thing?
It was going to be, but then it got changed to Sons of the Patriots.
Guns is better than Sons.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so...
That's fun.
And also, if it was a mini-series, you could have that kind of different characters like interacting and coming between each other and stuff, and have it be done right.
Like, they had a, like, one of the parts of the film towards the end is our characters kind of end up captured and put into like a bidding war to be purged by rich people, the way you would like
a cattle auction kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, I'll bid this much for that one and stuff, like because they're bidding because they want to go and kill them.
And that was like,
because that's where rich people purge, because they're too good to go out in the streets and do it, so they actually
want to do it safely.
Buy people to come to theirs.
Sanitizing of it.
And I thought that was like a really, really interesting idea, but just because it's so near the end, they just have to fly right through. Blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. No real drama here. No real dynamics. Nothing really interesting.
But are they safe?
Yeah, totally.
And the purge, but like, would that not mean like if people want to purge that they could kill them, obviously?
But they can afford security and all that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah, the whole thing is just about get rid of the poor, everyone happy. Which again, it's a cool idea.
A good episode 8-9 review.
But that's like again, that's quite unoriginal though, because that's like District B13, Escape from New York. Like how many other ones? Like there's loads of things where it's like all just comes down to it's like the Tories trying to get rid of the scum.
But because it's done like it's such a close time frame to where we actually are, it makes it feel a bit more relevant and a bit more, I don't know.
You hear about things like the war on drugs and stuff, which kind of are diluted down to, in actual fact, just a war on the poor. So to see that taken into a very literal sense, it's just a giant.
It's
a shame. It's a shame.
Hopefully they would put in like a mini-series or a video game would be really pretty cool.
Remember books?
No, I don't. Sorry, I'm not. No.
Do you read? I think I've actually just
Do you read?
Do you read? I can read.
You just choose not to.
I read the Harry Potter books. I really enjoyed them.
Okay. That's something.
I read them like 10 years later than everyone else as well.
You read, don't you, Lauren?
Aye.
But you read like teen stuff.
I read the various array of books.
Every so often, someone put probably because it's going to be in a movie, then you're like, oh yeah, I've read that. I'm like, where do you find the time to read all these books?
I read like maybe
it doesn't take long, Alan. It takes like 6 hours to read a book.
Currently rereading The Vampire Lestat.
Oh, cool.
The second best vampire ever.
That's a good book.
It's a fucking great book.
But all this time I keep spending either playing video games or watching movies.
Alan, man, I can't fall for that. There's like so many TV shows that I would watch. Like I still haven't finished Breaking Bad. I've got like 2.5 seasons of that. But video games, just if I've got a choice, then video games are that choice.
you won't watch Breaking Bad, but you will continue to watch Voyager.
Yeah.
That's different.
That's easy for
That's,
you.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
Yeah, that's,
Voyager's like I came home from work and I barely want to be awake, so I can stick on Voyager.
yeah, you don't have
And
to
then
give it your attention.
sit there and get angry at how stupid it is. Because it's so stupid.
Cool. Well, that's the Project Arcade. Next week, Guardians of the Galaxy. Woo! The Nut Job. Woo! That's right. And Step Up 5, all in.
Woo! All in,
Is that what
motherfucker.
it's called, Owen?
All
It's
in.
in 3D.
No, the last one was in 3D.
3D's over. No,
No, it's not.
it is. It's over being the selling point of the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You wouldn't get another stuff.
Which is good.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
don't want it being a father, I just want it being the
The norm.
next step. Yeah.
It's not the next step.
It is the next
It's
step.
not the next step. It is.
It's
It's
the
a,
next
it's
step
a
into a
fun
new
trick
frontier.
It is indeed.
to have in cinema, but it's not. We're gonna have 3D all the time.
It is an improvement over regular cinema.
No, it is not.
We've been here before. Cool. Well, that's
Fucking Luddites.
that's all for this week. Join us next week and we'll have definitely reviews of Guardians because we're seeing it on Wednesday.
I'm seeing on Thursday.
We're seeing it Thursday.
Because it's in a bigger screen on Thursday?
I bet
Wait a minute. What time's it on Wednesday?
it's on at 10:30 on Wednesday.
Night.
Aye.
I'll see you on Thursday.
Suck, I'm going to kind of ruin it for you.
I need to pay
Right,
for this,
nice.
so I'm not going to watch it.
Paul's good at being a Raptor though, so he'll see it, right?
Yeah, maybe. Depends when I'm working now.
Oh, that's right.
Hey!
Yeah. Right, so it's-
No, I'm not working weekend. It's fine. I'll see.
Can I say as well, Lindsay Forrest, you have a great day.
Yeah, Lindsay.
Love you, Lindsay.
So much support from Lindsay
All
like,
the
compared to
support.
everyone else who knows us should be ashamed.
You're
Just
not
saying.
real friends.
Yeah.
Lindsay's our real friend.
Well, you're.
Also send cupcakes.
So join us next week for more of that on Raptors in the Kitchen.